All right, guys, so we're out here at a regular maintenance customer that has noticed some noises in their walls. So we're gonna go ahead and perform a rodent inspection. I already went in and he gave me the rundown, so I'm gonna head up into the attic and see what the attic looks like. So I'm getting ready to go in. I'll keep everybody posted. Stay tuned. All right, we're getting ready to go up into the attic here to check out what's going on. So let's see what's going on up here. Okay, we're up in the attic. Let's see what's going on. I'm not seeing a lot of activity up here,
okay,
which is a good sign, but that doesn't explain the noise in the wall.
Yeah, we haven't really heard them upstairs. It's mostly just been in the walls down here.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and come out of here because there is like zero evidence up here, which is good. Okay, guys, so we just hopped up in this attic and there's no evidence. In the second story attic, he's hearing the rodents in between the living room and then the first story floor there. So what we're gonna do is take a look around the outside, see if we notice any entry points, and go from there and see what we're gonna do next. All right, I'll keep everybody posted. Stay tuned. All right, so we're headed into the garage where customers notice some droppings, and we've got some daylight underneath this door, and customer has noticed droppings along this stem wall here. Matter of fact, look at that. We've got some droppings, and we've got plenty of droppings here. There's a gap over here. See, we got these droppings, and so I'm looking for an entry here, but there's a gap right underneath. Look at that. That's probably where they're getting in, right there. And then, okay, that makes some sense. Let's check this out. Over here. Yeah, look at all these urine marks. They are hanging out. Yeah, there's another gap. There's another gap right up in there. So that is how they're getting in to this wall. All right. I'll keep everybody. So I am in the house now, and over by that water heater in the garage, this is the wall right here. So they're entering in by that water heater, and this is where he's hearing the noise. He's hearing the noise in this wall. He's hearing the noise at the bottom of this staircase, and then he's heard some noise up in here. So those mice have come in underneath that garage, and they've penetrated the wall right on the other side of this. His little wet bar here is the water heater, and that's how those mice have got in here, and this is where he's hearing all the noise. There's absolutely no evidence up in the second level attic. So now what we're going to do is go outside and walk around and see if we notice any conducive conditions. All right, so this is what we're going to do here. Rodents live outside, and what we're going to do is we're going to set up some snap traps. Before we cut holes out in the wall, we're going to set up some snap traps in the garage just to get them to come out and take the bait, because they are entering in right underneath this door and they're going into the garage. We'll need to install a door sweep. We're not going to install a bait box quite yet. We want to try to get those that are in the wall out before we cut holes in the wall. Once we do that and we're able to get those rodents to come out and take the bait, then we will install a bait box to make sure they cannot go in and out without eating that bait, and then we'll control the exterior population. We will also need to install a door sweep so that way we can stop the rodents from going in and out and having access to the garage and going into his walls. But what I wanted to point out is what is causing this problem is rodents live outside, and this is perfect habitat for rodents. They love trees, they love landscape, and they'll go up and down these trees. They may or may not be living in these trees. Right back here is a empty field. They can be coming directly from the field, and they just happen to choose this house, and they went into the garage, got into the walls. So we're gonna get started with that, and we'll keep everybody posted. All right, guys, we're back at this job, and what we're going to do is we're going to install a door sweep here so that way new rodents can't get in, and then we are going to put a few snap traps here, get rid of these glue boards. Customer hasn't heard any noise since the day after we did the original inspection, so hopefully the problem is solved. He did catch one before we left, and we're hoping there's no more in the wall. We don't want to have to open the wall unless we absolutely have to. Then once we are confident there's no more rodents, we will install a rodent bait box here. Again, rodent bait boxes do not solve rodent issues, but rodents live outside, and you can see from his landscaping, and there's a field behind his fence, they're going to continue to make their way along this wall trying to get in. The purpose of the door sweep, once we install it, is they cannot get in anymore, and then the bait box will provide them food and shelter. They'll come in, eat that rodent bait, and then go back out in the field, and they will pass away. So I'll keep everybody posted. Stay tuned. So this is going to be my work area right here, and I will keep everybody posted along with this project. All right, guys, we just installed this door sweep. Let me show you what's going on here. So now we have a good seal on this door. Almost fell over my own drill. And so the reason I installed this on the outside was these rodents, they're coming in from the field, and rodents put their whiskers on the wall, and that's how they travel. So they're traveling along this wall here, and this is how they penetrated the structure. They went in here, and there was a huge gap here, and they just went in the garage, and then they went in underneath the drywall, and that's how come they're hearing noises in their living room area. So instead of just charging them a lot of money and opening up walls, I said, look, let's install the door sweep and make sure rodents can't get in, and we're going to install some snap traps to see if we can lure them out of the wall into our snap traps. He hasn't heard the noise since we did the inspection, so we're hoping they're already out. He did catch one during the week span in between inspection and service day, so hoping that that's the one that he heard and there's no more issues. So we're going to monitor this. We're going to set some traps up right now to see if we can lure them out, and if we don't catch anything in a week or so and he's not hearing any noises, we're going to call this job good. We're going to install one bait box here. You can see these rodent droppings. These are just mice, okay? We're going to install one rodent bait box here, and the purpose of the bait box is not to solve their problem. Bait boxes do not solve problems. Number one, they monitor problems, and number two, they control exterior populations. Rodents live outside, and we're not going to ever solve that. So our job is to protect his home, and what the bait box is going to do, rodents are going to continue to move along this wall, go into the bait box for shelter. So that's going to take away the garage as their shelter, and the door sweep that we just installed, and we're providing them food. So they're going to go into the box, eat the food, they're going to run back out into their burrows and die in their burrows. That is the purpose of a rodent bait box. It's not to solve problems, it's to monitor problems and control exterior population of rodents. So let's get these traps set up inside the garage and see. Okay guys, so now we're going to set up the snap traps here right along this wall, because this is their runway. You can see the droppings. Let's turn my GoPro light on. You can see the droppings right here, and that's the hole they're getting in, and then over there in the corner. So we're going to install two snap traps here back to back. You'll see that in a minute, so that way we can get them coming or going, and that way once we know there's no more rodents in the wall, we're good. We can install the bait box outside to monitor. If we continue to catch rodents and he continues to hear noise in the wall, then we will come back and open up the wall. But we don't want to do that just quite yet, because I think maybe he already solved the problem and the mouse came out and he already caught it. So instead of doing all of that, let's see what happens with these traps. Okay guys, we've got the traps set up back to back. So if there is a mouse in the garage, they're going to take their normal path to this entry into the wall underneath this water heater, and he's hearing the noises, or was hearing the noises, right behind this wall in the living room. And we'll get him coming this way. If it comes out, we will get that mouse coming out. So now it's just a waiting game, monitoring game, and we'll see what happens. Once this job is done and we know there's no more rodents in the wall, we're going to come back and clean up all of this urine and rodent droppings, because rodents, they leave their scent behind, and new rodents will look for their scent, these urine droppings, the droppings and the urine stains. So once we know there's no more rodents, we'll come back and clean it up. We don't want to disturb that yet, because if there's any rodents left in here, we want them to feel comfortable traveling along their normal pathways. All right, stay tuned for the results.